Routes. The tour guide showed us the best routes to take through the city. The tour guide showed us the best routes to take through the city.
路线
Rulers. The rulers of ancient empires wielded immense power. The rulers of ancient empires wielded immense power.
统治者
Movement. The environmental movement is gaining support worldwide. The environmental movement is gaining support worldwide.
运动
Reclamation. The reclamation of the abandoned field turned it into fertile farmland. The reclamation of the abandoned field turned it into fertile farmland.
开垦教化
Eventually. Eventually, he decided to accept the offer. Eventually, he decided to accept the offer.
最终
Province. He traveled to a distant province for work. He traveled to a distant province for work.
省
Clay. The potter shaped the clay into a beautiful vase. The potter shaped the clay into a beautiful vase.
粘土
Primarily. The library is primarily used by students. The library is primarily used by students.
主要地
Athens. Athens was the cradle of democracy in ancient times. Athens was the cradle of democracy in ancient times.
雅典
Pre-dynastic. Pre-dynastic artifacts reveal much about ancient cultures. Pre-dynastic artifacts reveal much about ancient cultures.
王朝前
Water wheel. The water wheel powered the mill in the old village. The water wheel powered the mill in the old village.
水车
Occurred. A strange event occurred during the night. A strange event occurred during the night.
发生了
Techniques. He mastered the techniques of pottery. He mastered the techniques of pottery.
技术
Movable. The table is movable, making it easy to rearrange the room. The table is movable, making it easy to rearrange the room.
可动式的
Soldiers. The soldiers marched in unison. The soldiers marched in unison.
士兵
Medieval. The castle is a fine example of medieval architecture. The castle is a fine example of medieval architecture.
中古世纪的
Railroad. The railroad connected the two cities efficiently. The railroad connected the two cities efficiently.
铁路
Invention. The invention of the telephone changed communication forever. The invention of the telephone changed communication forever.
发明
Presses. The presses were used to print newspapers. The presses were used to print newspapers.
压力机
Established. The company is an established leader in the industry. The company is an established leader in the industry.
已确立的
Nile. The Nile River is the longest river in the world. The Nile River is the longest river in the world.
尼罗河
Course. The ship changed its course to avoid the storm. The ship changed its course to avoid the storm.
路线过程经过
Athenian. The Athenian philosophers greatly influenced Western thought. The Athenian philosophers greatly influenced Western thought.
雅典人
Advantage. Her bilingual ability is a clear advantage in this job. Her bilingual ability is a clear advantage in this job.
优点
Assembly. The Assembly discussed the new policies. The Assembly discussed the new policies.
集会与会者
Roughly. The map gives a roughly accurate representation of the area. The map gives a roughly accurate representation of the area.
大致的
Tablets. The ancient tablets were carved with hieroglyphs. The ancient tablets were carved with hieroglyphs.
平板杯
Religion. Religion plays a major role in many cultures. Religion plays a major role in many cultures.
宗教
Surrounding. The surrounding mountains create a beautiful view. The surrounding mountains create a beautiful view.
环境周围的
Pastures. The cows were grazing in the lush pastures. The cows were grazing in the lush pastures.
牧场
Supply. The company supplies goods to stores nationwide. The company supplies goods to stores nationwide.
供应
Literacy. Improving literacy rates is a global goal. Improving literacy rates is a global goal.
识字
Represented. She represented her school in the competition. She represented her school in the competition.
代表的
Hereditary. Eye color is often hereditary. Eye color is often hereditary.
遗传
Replaced. The broken part was replaced with a new one. The broken part was replaced with a new one.
被取代的
Exported. The country exported a large quantity of rice. The country exported a large quantity of rice.
出口的
Raw. The chef prefers to use raw ingredients. The chef prefers to use raw ingredients.
未加工的不成熟的
Drought. The drought caused severe crop failures. The drought caused severe crop failures.
干旱
Prairie. The prairie stretched as far as the eye could see. The prairie stretched as far as the eye could see.
草原
Egalitarian. The community embraced an egalitarian approach to governance. The community embraced an egalitarian approach to governance.
平等主义的
Plain. Her plain dress reflected her modest personality. Her plain dress reflected her modest personality.
平淡
Deposits. He made deposits into his savings account regularly. He made deposits into his savings account regularly.
存款
Mines. The country is rich in coal mines. The country is rich in coal mines.
矿藏
Decades. The policy has been in place for decades. The policy has been in place for decades.
几十年
Metal. The sculpture was made of scrap metal. The sculpture was made of scrap metal.
金属
Council. The city council approved the new regulations. The city council approved the new regulations.
议会
Frontier. Explorers ventured into the uncharted frontier. Explorers ventured into the uncharted frontier.
边境边界
Condition. The contract outlined the terms and conditions. The contract outlined the terms and conditions.
条件状况
Enormous. The mansion had an enormous garden. The mansion had an enormous garden.
巨大的
Circumstances. Under the circumstances, she handled the problem well. Under the circumstances, she handled the problem well.
情况
Efficient. The new system is highly efficient. The new system is highly efficient.
有效率的
Breakthrough. The team achieved a breakthrough in cancer research. The team achieved a breakthrough in cancer research.
突破
Domestic. The government focuses on domestic policies. The government focuses on domestic policies.
国内的家庭的
Bound. The prisoner was bound by chains. The prisoner was bound by chains.
关联的限制
Contributed. He contributed funds to the charity. He contributed funds to the charity.
贡献的
Artistic. Her artistic talents were evident in her paintings. Her artistic talents were evident in her paintings.
艺术的
Continent. Africa is the second largest continent. Africa is the second largest continent.
大陆
Aristocratic. He had an aristocratic bearing. He had an aristocratic bearing.
贵族的
Conquest. The conquest of new lands expanded the empire. The conquest of new lands expanded the empire.
征服
Amsterdam. Amsterdam is famous for its canals and art museums. Amsterdam is famous for its canals and art museums.
阿姆斯特丹
Aristocracy. The aristocracy played a key role in medieval governance. The aristocracy played a key role in medieval governance.
贵族
Accompanied. He accompanied her to the concert. He accompanied her to the concert.
伴随的
Annual. The annual festival attracts visitors from all over the world. The annual festival attracts visitors from all over the world.
年度的
Acres. The farm spans over 500 acres. The farm spans over 500 acres.
英亩